Welcome to Hack Your Happiness.
So these are the different types, or a few of the different types of power poses that you can do to hack your happiness and hack your confidence.
Are you a teen or adult looking for more happiness in every day and ways to connect with people in your life?
You've come to the right place. Hack Your Happiness is a podcast designed to bring you the behind the scenes of what brings iconic individuals happiness, plus their life hacks.
I'm Mercedes.
And I'm Anastasia.
And we're the two teens behind Small Bits of Happiness.
We're interviewing Olympic athletes, entrepreneurs, celebrities, and more.
Throughout all of our episodes, you'll find great conversations, hacks that you can take away and try in your life, inspiration, as well as unique and surprising insights. Hey guys, welcome back to the Hack Your Happiness podcast. Today, Anastasia and I are having another solo podcast episode, and we're so excited because we are going to be talking one-on-one with you guys on our confidence hacks for teenagers. As teenagers, we are in a state of development and change, and it is tough to feel confident in our bodies and in how we look and how we act, because let's be honest, confidence is so much deeper than just how we look. And I know, sure, sometimes we're like, oh, I have some acne on my face, or I don't look as pretty as the other girls, or I don't feel as, strong as the other people on my sports team or in my gym class. But here's the thing, our confidence also goes into how we act and how we act around other people. So we're very excited today to talk to you about our hacks on how to feel more confident as teenagers.
In the end, it's all about the journey of overcoming your insecurities, and that way you can really grow as a person. So in one of our previous episodes with Dr. Victoria Waller, we were talking about how everybody has a Marilyn, and this Marilyn is just somebody that you compare yourself to. You're like, I'll never be as good as Marilyn. I'll never be good as... So everybody has a Marilyn. Even your Marilyn has a Marilyn. And I think it's really important to acknowledge this, because when you're comparing yourself to your Marilyn, just knowing that they also have somebody else that they're comparing themselves to might also help you just realize that your insecurities, being insecure, is normal, and it's just best to kind of acknowledge that and move on.
Before we get into our hacks, I just want to say one more thing, and that is that we are our own toughest critics, okay? In most cases, nobody is as hard on us as ourselves. We are never going to be pretty enough for ourselves, or smart enough for ourselves, or athletic enough for ourselves. And maybe you're happy with how athletic you are, but you really, really, really feel as though you need to become prettier, or your skin needs to be clearer. Like, everybody has something or a couple of things where they're just like, it's not good enough. Even if other people feel totally like they don't see anything wrong with that aspect of you, just know that nobody pays as much attention to those parts of yourself that you're insecure about as your own self, because everyone is insecure about something, and they're insecure about themselves, and they're paying attention to themselves, trying to, minimize their own insecurities. So let's get into our hacks for how to feel more confident on both, more on a surface level as well as on a deeper level, and feeling confident how you act. Because I know being a teenager, we're always also worried, oh my gosh, if I say this, people are going to think I'm weird. If I do this, people are going to make fun of me. We are afraid of what other people think. And here are our hacks on how to feel more confident in how you look and how you act.
So one of our first hacks that I've struggled with 100% is over-apologizing. So I find that whenever you start over-apologizing, it kind of gives power to other people, because you're telling them, you're saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because then they start to realize that you're fully, if it's a small thing, you're fully in fault and they're not. And you start giving them away your power. You're giving away your confidence. And I used to do this all the time, and my self-esteem was so much lower. And when I stopped and I apologized once and then move on, you kind of get some of that power back. And even though at first it's a little bit hard, because you want to make sure that everybody's forgiving you and that you're not being looking like a bad person, you're not. One apology is good enough, and I'm sure the other person will have already forgotten about what you did after that.
I don't think it's even that. I think the big part of this hack is don't over apologize, and that includes sometimes you don't have to say sorry, because you're not always in the wrong. And I think that one of the best things is say thank you instead of I'm
Yes.
sorry. Like, for example, if you are late to an event, you're late to your friend's birthday, for example, and it's not your fault, you know, maybe your ride was late, traffic, whatever, or maybe you were just running a few minutes behind, and that's totally okay. But thanks for waiting for me, or thanks for helping me with this. Instead of sorry that I wasn't here, thanks for waiting for me. Instead of sorry that I didn't get this math assignment that I needed to ask for some help on, thanks for helping me, because you're not the bad guy. And I think that when we're always apologizing, we're giving the other person power, like you said. We're giving the other person power, and we're saying, I've done wrong to you. But how is asking somebody a question doing something wrong? How is, you know, being a few minutes late to something doing something terribly wrong? Like, when you always apologize, people always expect you to kind of be on the, like, the wrong end of things. And so, like, there's no need to always be apologizing. And I think that, like, there's usually good intention behind that. Like, we feel bad. But, like, you will feel more confident because how we act also, like, takes an effect on our own mental state. And when we're acting as though we are the bad guy, and when we're acting as though we've done wrong, then we feel like we've done wrong.
Yeah, we start to believe it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Our actions kind of manifest into a reality almost.
So oftentimes also if you're constantly apologizing and you're thinking, you know, or like you show up to school or something and you're thinking, and you tell your friends, oh, you know, I'm so sorry, I just don't really look that good today. All of a sudden your brain is just thinking, I don't look good today. You could have come to school thinking, you know, I tried my best, but as soon as you tell yourself, I don't look good today, you're constantly gonna be thinking, I don't look good today. And this feeds into your insecurities. As soon as you come in apologizing, sorry, I have had a breakout with my acne, sorry, I just didn't have enough time to, like, put on some good clothes today, I just scrambled and put things on together. Your brain is gonna be thinking, oh my god, my acne looks really bad today. Oh my god, my outfit looks really bad today. And you're gonna start doing the comparison. You're gonna start comparing, oh my god, their face is so clear. Oh my god, their outfit is so much better.
I think the other thing is also, like, your words affect other people, and it's so true. Our words absolutely affect others, but our words also affect ourselves.
Yeah.
And when we say something to someone else, it also affects us. Like, that's why when we compliment someone, it makes us feel better, because our words are affecting someone in a positive way. But when we're saying something, you know, when we're apologizing, or we're saying, sorry, I know I don't look so good today, or sorry, I don't want to be in the photo because I don't look so good, then you are also negatively impacting your own self. And that's why all this negative self-talk, like, oh, my skin looks so bad today, or oh, I know I acted some kind of weird in class today, sorry, like, then we start to believe it. We kind of hack our own brain in a negative way when we should be trying to hack our brain in more of a positive way.
Yeah.
So, like, don't apologize when it's not necessary, and maybe be more thoughtful with apologies, because then it's also more meaningful. When you apologize, it's more meaningful.
100%.
So hack 2 is stand up straight and have a good posture. This not only makes us feel more confident in our appearance, but also in the way we act, because as we know, confidence goes both ways, in both how we look and how we act. So when you are preparing for a presentation, when you are getting ready for school in the morning, or even when you're just sitting in class, stand up or sit up straight and just, you know, put your shoulders back and feel good about who you are. Because again, when we do this, when we have a good posture, just like, do you know how when you smile, it releases happiness hormones into your brain, making you actually feel happier? It's the same thing. When you sit up straight, you start to feel more confident, because you're in a position of confidence. When you're, like, shrugging down or, like, have a bad posture, you don't feel as confident, because you're not, like, your body language is not exuding confidence, and therefore your brain is not in a confident state of mind.
So it's been proven that when you slouch, it actually encourages you to think negative thoughts. Meanwhile, when you stand up straight, your thoughts are more likely to be empowering and more confident. So when you change your positioning of your body, you can actually really change how you're thinking, which then changes your actions, which then changes your confidence.
So Anastasia, should we go through some of the stances to do and, like, the different kind of thought patterns that they encourage? Okay, so these are the different types, or a few of the different types of power poses that you can do to hack your happiness and hack your confidence.
So one of our favorites is the victory pose. So when you go like this, it's like you're preparing to win and you're preparing to receive victory. It's almost like you're manifesting your victories.
Next up, we've got the loomer, which is when you're leaning slightly forward and onto like a desk or like a chair arm or back. The thing with this loomer pose is that it kind of commands respect and attention, and you feel empowered because you're sitting in an empowered position.
So the Vanna White pose is another really great way to boost your confidence, especially during a presentation. So what you do is you just kind of have your arms open like this and just gesture to something. A really great way, one of the great reasons of why this is such a great pose is because you're also taking up more space. And when you take up more space, you command more respect and you also create more confidence.
The next time that you're feeling low confidence, try to do one of these poses or even just stand or sit up straight, because truly it does make our brain think more empowering thoughts when we're in a more empowering stance.
One of my personal favorite hacks is just taking credit for your achievements. Because, for example, you got an 80 on a test and a lot of other people did a little bit better than you. That's still, an 80 on a test is still really good. And in the end, you're not competing against other people. Maybe you did better than you did last time, and that's an achievement.
And also, I think that a lot of the times as teenagers, or even if you're older or younger than a teenager, we don't take credit and we don't give ourselves credit for our achievements. For example, if you achieve something, say you ran a race. Maybe you didn't win, but you still ran that race. And let me tell you, you probably did better than most people would, because so many people, they can't do what you can do. You're special, you're unique. Appreciate the fact that you have strengths even when you don't see them. And just because you're not the number one person at something doesn't mean you're not great at it, and doesn't mean that with practice you wouldn't be great at it. So I think that take credit for your achievements, because running a race and finishing that race is an achievement in itself. And the only person that you should be competing against is yourself, okay? You don't need to compete against everyone, because there's so many people in this world. There's billions of people in this world. And if we're constantly competing against somebody, constantly trying to be better than everyone, it's exhausting, because there's so many people. There's no way we can be better than everyone. The only person that we can be better than is ourselves. We can only be better than we were yesterday. And that's the only person out of all, however many billion there are these days, that's the only one we can be better than.
And as teens, we often put ourselves down. And we'll just be like, well, it's not that big of a deal. But it is. And when we acknowledge this, another thing is that we also make it a habit. And these habits are so important to make, and they can really, really help us, because in the end, if you keep doing this for, let's say, 21 days, which is how long it takes to build a habit, by the end of the school year, you're going to be feeling so much happier. You're going to feel so much more confident, because you start taking, you're going to be like, yeah, I did that. You're going to be like, I did that. It is a big deal. And writing these down can also help you keep track of all the achievements. And then when you feel like you're having low self-esteem, you just open your notes app, open your journal, and say, this is everything that I've done. I am amazing. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Hack Your Happiness.
I think that a lot of the times when we think about confidence, we think about how we look, but there's so much more to that, and there's so much confidence that stems from the inside. So if we can make ourselves feel more confident in who we are, we do become more confident in how we look. So in this episode, we really wanted to kind of just cover how to feel more confident in who you are personality-wise, because you are incredible, and I know that every single person who's listening to this podcast deserves to feel confident. So we hope that these hacks, that you implement them, you give them a try, and give them a try for more than once, because like Anastasia talked about, it takes 21 days to form a habit, and those habits of repetition, of doing those things that make you feel more confident, are what brings you more confidence. So definitely try them out for literally less than a month. Just build those habits.
If you enjoyed today's episode, consider leaving a 5-star review from wherever you're listening so we can continue bringing you amazing content.
See you next time.